It's time for Twig This Week in Google. Kevin Marks joins Jeff and Gina. We're going to talk about the latest news from the Googleverse. Samsung spent a lot of money. Did they get their money's worth? We'll talk about the Oscar selfie and a whole lot more. It's all coming up next on Twig.
Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twig.
Bandwidth for This Week in Google is provided by Cachefly. CACHEFLY.com. This is Twig, This Week in Google, episode 239, recorded March 5th, 2014. He pinched my pixel. This Week in Google is brought to you by LegalZoom. Visit LegalZoom.com to save on your legal needs and gain access to a network of legal plan attorneys for guidance. LegalZoom's not a law firm, but provides self-help services at your specific direction. Visit LegalZoom.com and use the offer code TWIG to get $10 off at checkout. And by 99 Designs, the world's largest graphic designs marketplace. 99 Designs connects businesses seeking quality, affordable designs with a community of more than 280,000 graphic designers. Visit 99designs.com/twig to receive a free Power Pack upgrade valued at $99. And by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website or online portfolio. For a free 2-week trial and 10% off, go to squarespace.com and use the offer code TWIG. It's time for Twig This Week in Google, in which we talk about anything we damn well want. Somebody said we should just rename it Twit 2, the second twit of the week. The crows are cawing. I hope it's not a crow with 3 eyes. It's Kevin Marks out in his garden once again. Hey, Kevin, good to have you.
Hi there, nice to see you again.
Our honorary regular. He's of the irregulars, the Twig irregulars. Jeff Jarvis is. Yeah, we love having you. Jeff Jarvis is also here.
Always.
Where you're in Brussels.
Brussels. I flew in this morning, spoke this afternoon. I fly back tomorrow.
Is this where the sprouts come from?
I think no, that comes from some strange nuclear reactor somewhere. They're not made in nature.
Well, we know which side you fall on in the Brussels sprouts debate.
Oh God, cannot stand them.
Isn't it funny? I love Brussels sprouts. Lisa hates them too.
I do too. I love them.
Gina, you love them too? Yeah.
I do. I embrace the healthy foods.
Yeah.
I like Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
Yes. Brussels
sprouts.
Yes.
Gina Trapani is in Brooklyn.
I am.
Still with the paneling, Gina. What happened? What? You don't have a...
Still in my mom's basement. Yeah, we got the internet hooked up, but the reality of doing construction in a home with an 18-month-old baby who has to nap during the day kind of sank in.
I love it. A blogger who's actually in her mom's basement.
I'm actually in my mom's basement. So it's going to be a couple more weeks before we're in the new place. So you can enjoy the paneling.
Gina, my kids got so used to the hammering that when it left, they couldn't sleep.
Here's all the noise, Daddy. The noise stopped. Now the scary monsters are going to come. Well, it's good to have all of you here. We were all talking about House of Cards, of course. That is the geek topic of the hour, of the week, of the year. But no spoilers. We won't do that to you. I get so, you say the slightest thing, and I will get hate tweets for days. People are very, I don't blame them. I mean, I wouldn't want to give away the ending of it or anything.
But the thing is, there needs to be a statute of limitations.
There is none. We discussed this, and there is none as far as I can tell, and there should be. Now it's True Detective time, right? Because the last episode of True Detective is on Sunday. And the debate rages of whether this is a crap show or a great show. And I'm not sure myself.
I so couldn't bear McConaughey's Oscar speech that I don't care how good the show is. And people were saying, well, he's a good actor, but I just cannot bear the guy. I just can't.
It was the strangest speech. And declaring yourself
your hero.
Your hero is very odd. But I give him a lot of slack because I just love the guy. I thought he was brilliant in Dallas Buyers Club, deserved the Oscar. And I'm really liking him in True Detective. But anyway,
isn't he not on next season? Right? I think that was the rumor I saw. Right?
I don't think Woody Harrelson will be there either.
Oh wow!
But the real debate is it just a police procedural in Ghost's clothing, or is it actually going to be something different and weird? And we really won't know till the last episode, I think.
So I should be watching this.
You should watch it. It's really good in the beginning, although some say slow, but dramatically interesting, and the acting's just wonderful.
Do you watch Banshee?
No.
Howard Stern said he liked it, and I just started watching it.
I never heard of it.
Cinemax.
Oh, I don't get Cinemax.
Well, I don't either, but I bought it on the Play Store.
Yeah. All right, I'll have to check it out.
Because I need airplane watching. I need things I can download.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You know, I think we live in a brave new world where I think that these long-form episodic television shows, dramatic episodic television shows, are Dickensian in ways. They're like Dickens novels.
Yeah. It also reminds me of my days as a TV critic, because I used to have to watch the miniseries straight on through. The worst torture of my entire career was AD. I
don't even remember it. Was it about Jesus?
No, it was kind of horrid Rome's Caligula with no sex. It was the most incredibly boring thing on earth.
Caligula with
no
sex.
I had to watch
What's
17 hours.
Oh God.
No, 24 hours. 24 hours.
I interviewed because I've sung the praises of this book. It's by a guy, Brett Martin, who writes for GQ and New Yorker and Vanity Fair. He's a features writer, but he wrote a book about The Sopranos, and he calls it the third golden age of television. And he says he's very grateful that he's not a television critic for that very reason. Especially now, you'd have to watch, Sopranos. You could watch maybe 1 or 2 or 3 episodes, however many they'd produced before the opening. But now you'd have to watch the entire House of Cards before you could review it. Oh. That'd be tough.
Yeah, and I used to have to fight to get episodes of things and scream at publicists and I would scrape together and not have enough to review. And now now you can do it the way people ought to do it, which is, hey, I never saw Banshee, just looked at it. Wow, it looks interesting. Here's what I think. Blah, 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 blah. You could do that now.
Right, and buy the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I guess we could mention the Oscars, since there is a Google angle in this. Samsung paid a considerable amount of money. I think it was one point.
Do we know what the business deal was? And was she paid for it or not?
Here's what I read in the Wall Street Journal, and I think they probably have some good sources. First of all, Samsung bought 5 minutes of TV time on the Academy Awards. That's worth about $20 million at $1.8 million per half minute. When Ellen said, what would be fun is to do a selfie, the producers, the ABC producers said, oh.
Right, and she initiated that during the.
It was her idea to do it as content.
Yeah. She said she wanted to do selfies throughout. She's huge on Twitter. She's very active on Twitter generally. She's very kind of connected to the digital. So she said, I want to do selfies throughout the show with celebrities. And then it sounds like Samsung said, no, okay. Well, she used her iPhone backstage.
Yeah, she or her team. We don't know who.
Well, no, those weren't selfies. It was her assistant that had the iPhone.
Yeah, that's the question. I mean, she has a team. I'm sure. I was such a sad thing when I learned that George Takei, Mr. Sulo, does not create his own social media entries. He's speaking at South by. I hope somebody asks him about that. And I would imagine that anybody as big as Ellen, in fact, her Twitter handle is not Ellen DeGeneres, it's The Ellen Show. So there isn't.
Right, it's definitely her writers in the
people.
show, her throwaway bits from monologues. And, It's funny. It's good.
Oh, it's great. Her YouTube channel is perhaps one of the most watched YouTube channels. It's right up there because people want to see the clips and stuff. In any event, so she wanted to do the selfie. The journal says the ABC producers said, well, can you use this Galaxy Note 3?
She said, I can barely lift that.
It's huge. And the nice thing about the Note 3, it's very distinctive. As soon as she lifted it up, I saw the white pleather with the stitching and the size of it. I said, right, Lisa? I said, Note 3. I knew immediately. And I imagine quite a few geeks did. And then apparently a Samsung representative was brought in to train her how to use it. The first selfie she shot right at the beginning was all blurry. But then, you got to admit, inspired moment when she gets, these great movie stars to gather.
And the quality was good. But it was funny how she didn't. Bradley wanted to take the picture. She, 3 times, started trying to stop him. I'm thinking, does she get paid more if she takes the picture?
No.
Is it copyright? It's funny because she wouldn't insist.
Believe it or not, there have been blog posts that because Cooper took the picture, it is his. Not hers.
There's been a discussion about the copyright. Yeah, Vivian Schiller, who's now an executive at Twitter, was speculating about that on Twitter. Did you also see the saddest picture on Earth? I just put it up on the rundown chat.
Oh,
Liza Minnelli
no.
trying to get in.
Oh, it's the saddest thing on earth.
Oh, where did you put it? Wait a minute, I got to find it. Where did
on the rundown chat to the side. I put the link
the
up.
saddest. Oh, I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it there, Jeff.
Not there?
Where did you see it,
Oh,
Gina?
I gotta hit return. There it is. There it is. There it is. Sorry.
Showed it to me yesterday.
BuzzFeed. So she was a few rows back. Ellen was sitting on Meryl Streep's lap. Oh, this is like one of them BuzzFeed GIF streams.
Yeah, as you go down, there it is. The blue dress.
Oh,
is
she's
Liza.
standing there, but
she's
you
not
can't
zooming
see her because she's 4 foot tall.
She's trying to crane.
Oh.
Oh.
And it's funny
That's when
because
she went.
there's
and
Lupita,
hugged- what's her
the
name?
Oscar-winning actress from 12 Years a Slave. Lupita is in the back there. Her brother was in the front. He got the exposure.
Right.
Kevin
Liza
Spacey's
went
making
and hugged Lupita as if she'd known her for decades.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's Hollywood,
Oy.
you know. You ever been to the Oscars, Jeff?
I'm backstage, yeah. Covered them.
Yeah, I figured.
Had to wear a tux.
Wow.
Must be quite the scene.
Well, this was so many years ago, my children. It wasn't quite the scene it is now.
Oh, come on.
It was fun.
Huge ratings, huge tweets. I don't know what the current count is. It was close to 3 million retweets of that selfie yesterday.
Yeah, 3.2 million retweets. Wow. 1.8 million favorites.
The most retweeted of all time.
Yeah, like blew away Barack Obama's most retweeted.
Yeah.
By a lot.
I wonder what Ellen DeGeneres' clout score now is. And if anybody cares or no. I did see a heat map, actually, on Clout's blog, of course. Here's the impact of 3 million retweets on your Clout score. So there's the tweet. There's the people in it. I love Jared Leto, who's trying to get in there. Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep.
A shame that Angelina Jolie's face is partially blocked, though.
Yeah.
That's a
Kevin
tragedy.
Spacey's doing the weirdest photo bomb in there. There's Lupita way in the back. Anyway, her Clout score. Here's the heat map. Jeez. So now this is supposedly an animated GIF. So when she does the tweet, watch the explosion as she gets retweeted. It suddenly goes nuclear.
Oh, that's funny. The West Coast took a little time to catch up there.
Yeah,
It's
we're
kinda
3 hours.
Spreading from the East
Actually,
Coast.
no, we were live. Yeah, it's spreading.
Oh, it was live. Yeah.
Yeah.
But people are still eating dinner, and it's early on the West Coast.
I
Montana
was
is not there.
I was, she said, okay, everybody retweet this. We'll see if we can break the record. And I got sucked into it. I almost did. And
I
thought-
totally did it. I was like,
Did you?
Ellen told me to. Absolutely.
Ellen told me to.
Ellen is my spirit guide, man. I'm a fan. I'm on a Bachelor fan. Whole thing. Oh yeah.
I would
I'm
do
right
anything
there.
I love her.
Basically, whatever Ellen says, I would do.
Yeah.
It's true.
And I remember going to see her in San Francisco when she was a little-known comic and had these long discursive stories that were just, I thought, hysterical. But at the
Yep, I've seen her do stand-up too.
At the other cafe in San Francisco. Wow, that's quite something. She said triumphantly, "We broke Twitter," not realizing that's not an accomplishment. Everybody does. I've broken Twitter. You've broken. Everybody's broken
Whatever,
Twitter.
fail whale.
Yeah. Hadn't had a fail whale in a while, though.
That's true.
So Wall Street Journal conjectured that this was perhaps more valuable than the Samsung ads on the Oscar.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Was it? Do people know?
Coverage. It got news coverage, too. Every local TV station was putting it up there. The earned, as they say, coverage was huge.
I feel like the greater value is making selfies a legitimate sort of cultural force.
Oh, my God. They're already. President Obama did it with Angela Merkel, or whoever, the Danish prime minister.
There was no Samsung hashtag. Nobody except us is going to look at the back of that phone.
Well, that's right.
And know what it's a Samsung phone. It was clear that it was not an iPhone, right? Because you can kind of tell. I feel like, I don't know, I'm trying to channel a normie, as Chad was calling him last night on All About Android, a normal. I would know that's not an iPhone. It looked big, right? Big and white. She had a white suit on and kind of matched. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was a good thing for Samsung. I thought it was interesting that she hashtagged the first photo blurry, which I felt like was her kind of way to kind of make fun of the fact that photo was blurry. I don't know how much that helped Samsung.
There have been a lot of, it's a meme now. There have been a lot of animated GIFs. This is They Live. Ah! Oh, sorry. There's one with Kevin Spacey and all the faces. If Bradley's arm was longer. He did get the copyright, though. 3.2 million retweets, 1.8 million favorites. That's pretty amazing.
Now, I just put up also on
that's the other one. Now, that's the first one. She needed more training, apparently.
Right.
Now, does that have a hashtag or anything? Does that say, no, none of it says Samsung.
Blurry.
Yeah, so...
I think she could, that would have been, well, secondly, there are FTC laws about this, that if it was paid for, you got to reveal it. If it just came along as value add to buying 5 commercials and the second most expensive event you can buy, then I think it's less paid placement.
Yeah. I think that proves that she did not get any extra.
Well, here's the question: do the hosts get paid or to host the Oscars?
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't the network pay the host?
Yes.
The way that
of course, it's a job.
It's a job.
Right? Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I know, but it's also, spotlight. I presume they got paid. Yeah. Did she get paid extra to do that?
It's a union event. She got paid. They donated money to her charities. Samsung did that after that selfie.
No, that's right. Because she gave away Samsung Galaxy Notes on her show to everybody in the audience and announced that Samsung was going to give $1 per retweet up to $3 million to her charity. So $3 million was raised. That's pretty cool.
Now, meanwhile, Twitter put up a chart, which I put this also in the rundown. The anatomy of a tweet. One tweet, 13,000 embeds, 2.4 million retweets at the time. 8.1 million saw it, and then it has this other weird stat, and I've been going back and forth with Twitter, 32.8 million total views. And I'm saying to Twitter, I don't understand the difference between that and people who saw it.
Well, those are uniques, 8.1 million, and then the total views, each of them looked at it roughly 4 times.
Well, but that doesn't make any sense. This is not like a pass-along for a magazine. Well, but no, that's like saying I saw the New York Times on the kitchen counter. My wife moved to the couch. I saw it again. Thus, I saw it twice. It's not like a pass-along rate of more people seeing it, which is what you do with a magazine like People Magazine.
But the point, but the point is it's reinforcement. So it's like multiple impressions of an ad, right? So it gets more baked into your head if you see it 4 times than you see it once, which is one of the things that they say. The reason for you to buy more.
Yeah, we count impressions and we count uniques, and they're 2 different things.
Yeah,
that's not unfair. But boy, Vivian Schiller's posting.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, no, that's how it's kind of done on digital advertising anyway. I understand maybe not for circulation purposes, but in digital advertising, you count both uniques and impressions. And clearly, this is very good for Twitter's monetization strategy.
Oh yeah,
they're going.
Oh yeah.
Then what? I mean, I can see why Vivian Schiller's is tweeting this because.
they had to be hooting that night.
It's like Samsung paid her money and we got all these free programs.
Yeah, I think Gina's right. This was less Samsung and more in selfies and Twitter. Twitter got probably the most promotion out of this. Right? Not that they need it. But how much would Bradley have paid for Bradley Horowitz paid for them to say, okay, everybody Google Plus this?
Yeah. Oh.
People would have said, what? Why didn't you mean tweet it?
Twitter and celebrities has always been one of the things that Twitter really did right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
get Hollywood early.
Google search is now going to let you vote for American Idol.
Oh.
Yeah, and Facebook will offer real-time voting with progress updates. So American Idol, not the show it was at one time. They're in their 13th season, a little bit less popular. But now you can. So let me do this. Let me do the search. Visit Google and search for American Idol or Idol during the voting window. So let's try it here. I don't know if we're in the voting window. No,
we're not.
But we will be. We will be. It does.
Plus, I wonder, does it know your time zone so it adjusts?
No. In fact, this is it. I get a sponsored box, at the top of the search results. This is that thing we were talking about where there's the knowledge graph on the right, but there's the sponsored box and it says American Idol airs tonight on Fox.
At least it isn't a giant image, although it could be.
Could have been.
The knowledge graph is a big...
Well, and let me show you what you will get during the voting opportunity. You're going to get all the contestants, and you're going to get to vote, I guess, by clicking their heads. I don't know.
That's interesting.
Really? And Google
So,
is enforcing unique votes and everything?
No, they don't care about unique votes in American Idol.
They don't care. As many as you
50
get in.
per contestant.
Yeah, you're allowed multiple. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what they care about is geolocation and demographics
Oh, yeah, that's much more valuable than a text message.
because it helps them plan the tours.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That makes sense.
Where
That makes a lot of sense.
we get a lot of votes, that's where we're going to send Dexter.
Because a few years ago when I was at BT, we built a to show off our mobile dialing API. We built a Vote on American Idol app for Facebook.
Really?
So you would go there during the show and you'd say I want to vote for these people 4 times each, and it would do the dialing for you and make it work. And there were 2 things about this. One was we had that built. The other thing is we then actually had a really good statistical sample of people, and so we could predict the votes for next week, which was kind of fun. Though I'm not sure we could place bets, which was kind of a shame. But
were you pretty accurate?
Oh yeah.
Oh, very interesting.
We got a few thousand people voting. That was enough to get a reasonable sample. But eventually they told us to stop because all the dialing was coming from our outbound access number, and they said no, we actually want the area codes. Please stop doing that. Right. Wow, it's amazing. If you're good at manipulating this stuff, it's just a brave new world for marketers and researchers and data and all that stuff. It's amazing. Speaking of Samsung, it's a little windy out there, I guess. 2 new Samsung Chromebooks. Wait about it went past. Honest.
Yeah, sure. That's your story. Go ahead, stick to it. 2 new Samsung Chromebooks. In fact, very interesting. They're going to make them pleather, or at least one of them. Let me see if I can find it. I got to get the link. Do you have it there, Chad? I can't, for some reason, I can't click this link. There it is. There'll be, one of them will be Exynos powered. Oh, maybe all of them will be Exynos powered. 11.6 inches and 13.3 inches.
Battery.
Yep. Faux leather finish, starting at $319. These are the I think these are the start. We'll have to see when we get them, but I think this is perhaps the mid-range Chromebook we've been asking for. A little bit more.
The only thing I want.
Yeah.
The only thing I want is LTE. I want cell connectivity with them.
Oh, I'm sure that. I mean,
Being greedy.
No, you just use your phone for that.
And that's true. You could do that.
Pain in the butt. I just opened the machine and it works.
They're both based on Samsung's own ARM chip, the Exynos. They'll both have 4 gigs of RAM, which is probably the primary way they can be important. Yeah, that's mid-range. There's the 11 inches, 1366 by 768, but the 13 inch is a 1080p display, 1920 by 1080. Not touch. 8 hours battery life. $319.99 and $399.99.
You know, maybe think about this, Leo, is that back in the glory days of Dell, I could have gotten the machine I wanted. I could have said, I want a touchscreen and I want LTE and I want 4 gigs and you know, whatever happened to those wonderful days where you could customize your machine.
Oh, these are not these are the opposite of the 4.3 pixel. These are 16:9 screens. They're wide screens. That's interesting. Are the other Chromebooks aren't wide like that, right?
I don't think so.
No, this looks. Ooh, I don't. Samsung just loves that stitched faux leather. Oof.
Yeah,
I don't get that.
I think some of them maybe. I mean, the thing is that screens that shape are cheaper because they use for TVs. So.
Is that why?
That makes sense.
So they make more
That
of
makes
them.
sense.
I like the widescreen. I don't mind the widescreen, but
Jeff, what's
I like it on the tablets. I don't like it on the laptop because it's the wrong shape for text.
But you could have side-by-side documents, couldn't you? Or can
Jeff,
you?
what's the slowdown with on the Chromebook? Like, where are you feeling like you need more RAM?
2 gigs versus 4 gigs. At least when I had the original Samsung, it would just hang up with too many tabs. As soon as you hit more than about 8 tabs,
Number
it
of
would just
tabs.
slam on you.
Too many tabs.
And 4 gigs made all the difference in the world, and 4 gigs works. And I don't know why they keep on putting out 2 gig Chromebooks.
Well,
My son
Oh,
has
two
pinched
gig
my
of
Pixel
RAM
now.
to run a browser, but
your son
I mean,
has
I get
pinched
it.
your Pixel?
So he was on
sounds
the older
painful.
Chromebook, and then he borrowed the Pixel one day, and it hasn't come back. So
You're a nicer dad than I am.
Yeah. Better not pinch my Pixel.
well, I got the Mac Pro, so
Oh, all
at that
right.
point, I was like, okay.
It's,
you can have
but
it.
what's
Oh, you're
what's
doing
I think what's
fine.
telling is that your son wanted it.
Yeah.
Well, he had well, originally he got a Windows machine because he had a particular thing he needed for speech and debate, and he wanted a game on it. And then when he broke that, I gave him the Chromebook. I say, okay, well, hang on, you can use this. And he actually liked it, and he said the advantage is that he's not tempted to go off and do other things as much as he was on the Mac. So he found it useful as a school thing.
Very wise child.
That is wise, yeah.
Is this the one that's going to Cambridge or the younger one?
This is the younger one. No, my older son is not at Cambridge. He's at King's College London, and Christopher's got various offers. We're still waiting to hear. So we're in that tense period where different universities send us things, and we're like,
That's exciting.
Yeah.
King's College.
What does he
is
want to
not-
study?
There's no small time either.
So
great.
King's College London. Andrew is at King's College London doing English and theatre and film and stuff, and Christopher is applying for economics at various places.
Nice.
Oh, my.
Nice. I think it's very important to start planning for the old age home, and who's going to pay for it. So this is always timely.
Yes.
Samsung has released a couple of YouTube videos on the Galaxy Gear and Gear Fit, as well as the Galaxy S5.
Here's a question for you. Will the Gear work with non-Samsung phones?
No.
No.
However, a wider range of Samsung phones than the original Gear.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it for the first generation just because they had to control it enough. But when you have supposedly Google and Apple coming out with them, to limit it that much, I don't understand from a business perspective.
I can promise you the Apple will only work with iPhones.
Well, yeah, but that's its own little world.
And the only one that's completely cross-platform right now is the Pebble. So that, advantage Pebble on that. And it also has the best battery life. But it doesn't do as much as the
Will
Gear
work with
Fit
an
is
iPhone?
gorgeous. Huh?
You think the Google will work with an iPhone?
That's an interesting
Oh,
question.
that's an interesting question. That's a
should.
very good question.
I think if you're Google, it should, right?
Yeah. And I'm not so 100% sure on the Apple either because iPods work with anything.
No, Apple, no. I can promise you.
Yeah.
The Apple.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I could argue that Apple's feeling a little closed in and needs to get back into the lives and bodies of other people. No,
there'd be chattering down below if Apple ever makes anything that works with Android. That seems highly unlikely.
chattering down below. What does that mean?
Because it's
It
frozen
sounds
in
obscene.
hell. It's just a very long way of saying.
Oh.
I thought that was a little obscure. I agree.
Yeah, I was getting talking private parts, Leo. I wasn't
Chattering
understanding
down
what was going
below.
on.
That's what happens after your Pixel gets pinched. Your Pixel gets pinched. Let's take a break. We have the changelog still to come now that Gina's back. We didn't do a changelog last week. We just said screw it.
It's hallowed ground. We
wow.
can't do it.
It's hallowed ground.
Yeah, I'm flattered.
Google's getting into the real estate market. And Bing Books. Get ready for the Bing Book. Plus, this just broke this.
Been bingled.
You've been bingled. The guy who created the Scroogled campaign is now in charge of strategy at Microsoft, Mark Penn.
So it means he collects the strategy tax. He's the strategy tax inspector.
Wow. He also came up with one of the worst. We were talking about this on Windows Weekly. One of the worst current television campaigns, the Microsoft Honestly campaign, in which if you go to Microsoft.com/honestly, you can see these ads. They're airing everywhere now, in which people say, "No, honestly, Windows isn't that bad." honest.
Oh my God. Painful to watch.
Yeah.
Painful.
It's sad.
The entire premise of our ad is either that someone else is, worse or we're not that bad.
Where'd your respect go, Microsoft? But this is a Mark Penn created. You've seen the one with the teacher who says, "I don't like computers." Here, I'll just play a little bit of it. Oh, you can't hear.
I'm a little old-fashioned. I love chalk and erasers, but change is coming.
Yeah. I don't like
computers.
computers.
It was so awful.
Yeah.
It was so awful.
So.
I don't really like computers, but I guess if I have to use them, I'll use these strange tablets from Microsoft because that's what we got.
The uncomputer.
Anyway, that's there's just a whole bunch of these. Honestly, I couldn't find. How's this for a stunning recommendation? I couldn't find a reason not to buy it. That's a triple negative now. Honestly, I needed a laptop and a tablet, and I was confused. So I don't love change. I couldn't find a reason not to buy it, honestly. So anyway, this guy's now in charge of...
This is like dinosaurs, isn't it?
It's very strange. But, you know, I mean, one thing Mark Penn... This is what Paul Thurrott pointed out, and I think it's true, or maybe Mary Jo Foley. Mark Penn was known for, when he was a pollster for the Hillary Clinton campaign, was data. And he's very data-driven. And so my presumption is that both the Scroogled campaign and the Honestly campaign come from research on, you know, what people are thinking about Windows and so forth, and responding directly to that research. I would guess.
Someone else in one of the features on him, someone else said that he picks his data selectively to make himself look good. In the Hillary world, you know, and I'm a Hillary voter. He was controversial too because the 3 a.m. campaign, he didn't humanize Hillary enough. There were other issues.
He was fired. He was fired halfway through the primary
for a reason.
Well, he's found a home. We're going to take a break, come back with more. As I mentioned, we've got a great panel here. The lovely and talented Kevin Marks in his garden. His microphone is under a blanket where it's safe and warm. Gina Trapani in her mother's basement. And Jeff Jarvis in the capital of the free world, Brussels, Belgium. They do say that Brussels is not exactly an exciting town. Is that the case?
I walked forever. I mean, to find a restaurant tonight. I got a very good restaurant, but oh, geez, took forever.
But you are in the land of beer and chocolate. I mean, how could you go wrong there?
I know. And I had really good steak tartare. I went to this place that had different tartares, and the one I had was loaded with anchovies, and the anchovies were not salty, they were sweet.
They were fresh anchovies, yeah.
Oh, geez.
That's actually quite good. Yeah, that would be very good.
Oh, I also will admit that I now have my Tums.
Well, you eat raw meat and anchovies in a ball, you probably need some Tums a little later on.
And then a shrimp croquette and a cheese croquette. And
everything was raw?
No, the croquettes weren't.
Oh, okay.
The beef. They were so clever with the salad. They did long strips of cucumber, and that was the bowl for the salad.
Wow. Did they braid? Did they weave them like a basket?
No. They just put it around, and then put the salad inside, and then my frites were in a little fry basket looking thing.
I like
and then
that.
the tartare and my nice demi of wine, and I was very happy.
Man, I haven't had dinner yet. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm actually Googling steak tartare now because I want to see
You need a Nature Box snack. We're going to get that to you. New sponsor to Salty Snacks. This is
Sadly, not for the show yet.
This is my dream. My dream was someday that we'd be sponsored by pizza, snacks, sugary drinks.
I've already bought 2 boxes.
It's the easiest thing to sell in the world. But that's not what I'm talking about today. Today I'm talking about LegalZoom.com. This should be easy to sell. You know, March is National Start Your Own Business Month. And I think a lot of people look at what's going on. They look at WhatsApp and they say, I'd like $16 billion, please. I'd like to start my own business. The truth is, it's very satisfying. There's so many of us who found it frustrating to work for somebody else, said, I'm as smart as that person. I could do this. Start your own business. Do it right now, but make sure you protect your business. Incorporate or do a LLC. Make sure you trademark your trademark. And LegalZoom makes this all affordable. You don't need a white shoe law firm to do this. $99 to do an LLC. Incorporate Chapter S or Chapter C, $99 plus the state filing fees. You could do a trademark for $169 plus the federal filing fees. That's also for your family, last will and testament. They even have, if you look under the wills and trusts, a pet protection agreement should you pass away. Hey, who's going to take care of Ozzy? Have we ever thought of that? This is actually very important. Healthcare power of attorney, a living will. All of this stuff you can do at LegalZoom for a lot less than it would cost to hire a law firm. LegalZoom's not a law firm, but they will help you by connecting you with the right attorney. These are self-help services, but if you need to speak to an attorney, you can get legal advice from an experienced attorney licensed in your state for a low, fixed, flat monthly fee. You can read the profiles of the attorney and unedited reviews from actual users before you pick. Don't put off the things you need to do. Go to LegalZoom.com right now. Use our discount code TWIG at checkout. You'll get $10 and we'll get credit. National Start Your Business Month. Take advantage of it. You'll also get, when you do, a 3-month trial free of the all-new QuickBooks. That's cool. We use QuickBooks online for our business. 3-month trial, making it much easier to run your new business. That's $119 value free. But again, you have to use Twig in the referral box at checkout. LegalZoom provides self-help services. They're not a law firm, but they can connect you with the right attorney. Don't put off the things you need to do and start your own business. Really, seriously, it is challenging, but it's exciting, it's exhilarating, and now's a good time to do it. And for this month, don't forget to get your 3-month free trial of all new QuickBooks with the offer code TWIG and $10 off at checkout. LegalZoom.com. This is the time to start your own. Let's do that. Why don't we do that thing we do with the trumpets and the drums, and then Gina says stuff? What do we call that?
The Google changelog.
That's it.
Oh, what a throw. What timing. Oh, broadcast masters at work. Oh,
Chad and I, we're on a wavelength.
Oof.
Now, from her mother's basement, Gina Trapani.
Oh God, I just can't. I'm just gonna own it. Own
it, baby.
I'm owning it.
It's awesome.
Gina, you could now charge for tours of the basement. It's a new revenue stream. I'm telling you.
Someone in the chat said that maybe I should start a Kickstarter to repanel my mom's basement down there. Wood paneling.
No, I think it's like the Berlin Wall. You can sell pieces of the panel to Twig fans. They'll buy it.
Brilliant.
It would be like the Brick House. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I wasn't here last week, but we still got a bunch of things going on. I'm not going to get 2 weeks in here, but I will get the last week of changes in. First, we got hands-free Google Voice search in the new Chrome beta. So you can search by voice on Google now. No extension required. This is on your desktop. So it used to be you had to install a special extension and enable it. No more in the Chrome beta. You can open a new tab or visit google.com in Chrome. You just say, "Okay, Google," and then start speaking your search. This will be rolled out to English US only users on Windows, Mac, and Linux over the next few days, which should be happening now, with support for additional languages in Chrome OS coming soon.
Okay, and get ready for all the people saying, "You mean Chrome is always listening to me? Always? Constantly?"
No. Well, yes, right? To hear,
it has to.
Right. It has to be listening locally to hear the "Okay, Google" trigger word, right?
That's the key, locally, right?
But it's locally, but it's not transmitting everything that you say to the cloud. At least not that Google knows, right? The NSA, I can't speak for, but.
So what do I say? Okay, Google?
Okay, Google. And that should do it. And this is on Chrome, the Chrome beta.
Oh.
So you gotta be running the beta for
this. I don't
this.
have it yet, I guess.
I want some more. I want some more Easter eggs. I want a Newman.
Well, isn't OK Jarvis one? OK Jarvis.
It was.
See, I don't have it. I am on beta. I'm up to date. It just hasn't pushed yet.
Yeah, maybe but hasn't gotten pushed yet. You know, I got to say, I've been cooking here at my mom's house, and I don't know where any of her stuff is. I don't know where her timers are, her measuring cups. I've been using Google Search, the voice search, to set timers and to say, how many ounces in a cup, and I get those search results. My wife laughs at me because I'm like, shh, I gotta do a search.
Search for mom's measuring cups.
Search for mom's.
Leo, don't you have to?
I need the Google bot to tell me where my mom's stash.
Where are the measuring cups? Wouldn't that be great?
There will soon be a house search.
I am letting Google into my house. They could take pictures of everything if they would just do that. Where's that serving dish? You know, the one
RFID text every
3D.
piece of thing you have.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
Google, where are my keys?
Where are my keys? Exactly. Where is
Leo,
the
don't you have to
blender?
turn on the voice search? I don't think it just happens. I think you have to turn it on.
Do I, Gina?
I don't believe so. I'm not running the
I
beta
can't
here on this
imagine they would just
computer.
put that on by default. It would freak people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. So I'm looking at the screenshot on the Google Chrome blog, and so when you first get this and you go to google.com, there's a little pop-up that says, "Hey, say OK Google to start a voice search," and there's a button that says enable OK Google. So you'd have to click the button enable OK Google. So yeah, you're
So
absolutely
I
right.
am enabled. It says, sorry, this experiment is not available on your platform. Oh, that's the app launcher. No, that's Chrome for Chrome. Let me search. I'm just searching for voice. That's the only
And
one
then I
I
think
have.
the little microphone kind of fills in. It's hollow when it's not enabled, and it fills in when it is.
Okay, chat
the
room,
icon.
find us the link. I know it's Chrome://flags. And then there's like a hashtag that would give me directly to it. But let's find that so we can enable it. I don't see it here. And I'm on the beta channel on the latest. It's up to date. Version 34.0.1847.45 beta.
Yeah, this is February 27th, and they said the next few days, so that you should have it. So when you go to google.com, do you see the microphone in the search box?
Yeah.
And it's filled in, or it's hollow?
It's hollow.
Okay.
It's like that, right?
Yep.
If I click on it, it works.
Yeah, if you click on it, it works, right?
Where is Gina's mom's measuring cups? At Kmart, apparently.
Go back to Google. Go back to Google.
I want to say is don't search for where are my
Yeah,
keys because
it's hollow.
that gets a
Yeah.
unexpected result.
Don't search for where are my keys. Oh, well, wait, equipment. Let me close that quick.
All right.
I'll do that later.
Moving
in
on.
private.
Google redesigned Hangouts for iOS. This is the first update to the Hangouts app for iOS since they released it in November. This adds video messages and animated stickers and just basically redesigns the app for iOS. New loading screen and menus, cleaner look, different typography, the kind of flat iOS 7 design. You can now attach a map to your current location in your conversation, which is something that has been available on Android for a while. You can also record and send video messages up to 10 seconds long in Hangouts for iOS. So that's definitely a welcome update for iOS users. We were using Hangouts at work, and my coworker said that the experience on iOS just was not good at all. So it's good. I'm glad to see
Android
that. Catching
either.
up.
It still mixes Hangout and text in a way that just the UI just doesn't work for me. It's about messing it up.
I don't feel like Hangouts is quite, it has been the universal messaging platform of our dreams. I'm hoping that it's going to get there, right? But it's not quite. I'm still running Google Voice and Hangouts separately, and the way it intermingles text messages. But hopefully,
I
we'll
have
get
a
there.
big problem of I'm getting spammed by attractive girls, and I put that in air quotes because I know that they're probably, in fact, I know they're
Bots.
not. They're bots, and they say hi. And I don't. You can't turn that off. You can't say don't.
I've gotten that.
Yeah,
Well, I shouldn't have said that. Idiot.
I get on my phone all the time. No, I don't think it's. I think it's bots, and I don't use it as SMS. But if I go to Hangouts and look at invites or highs, because you can't block those. You
can't say only let people on my list, huh?
See,
Or even
Martine sent me a message. She's a very fetching young lady. Jessica De La Torre has invited me to a hangout. Linda Lopez sent me a message.
Hey, Leo, for the heck of it, why don't you just say yes to one of them right now? Let's see what happens.
Really? All right. Let's see your message. She says, Bonjour, moi, c'est Martine. Je recherche un homme. I'm looking for a serious man, says Martine.
Well, you found one. You found.
Yeah.
I say, yeah, baby. Really? All right, Lisa, you're watching. I'm doing this on the show. It's for research purposes only.
Jeff pimped me.
Ma petite. Yeah, baby. B-Y. Okay, let's see if she responds. If it's a bot, it should respond right away, right? Bonjour. Moi, c'est Martine. Je recherche un homme sérieux. Nothing.
Yeah, no, she looks offline. That's why her icon's
Oh, she's offline.
Yeah, it looks it.
Well,
right?
how dare she be offline? What do you think she really wants? I know it isn't me. Now it's going to get worse, right? Because I've responded to one of these.
So there is a setting.
You're welcome.
What's
Okay,
the setting? I don't see it.
Okay, so go to settings.
Yeah.
Click on
My account.
at the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scroll down a bit. It says customize invites.
How others get in touch with you. Here are your choices. Everyone else, I can either have hang out with me or invite only.
Yeah.
So I'm getting invites. There's no way to say I don't want invites for somebody who's not in my circles. You see what I'm saying?
I thought it implied only you could invite them.
No, they can invite you, my friend, and they do.
That was interesting. So I've gotten a ton of invites, but I haven't gotten any of the notifications for them, and I definitely shut this
Well,
off.
I did turn off notifications because I was getting a lot of them. But
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean you still don't get invites and they don't show up in other spots, and they certainly show up in your Hangouts, and I have to explain to my girlfriend that I don't really know Linda Lopez. And I don't know why she's wearing her underwear or why she messaged me the words LU. Seriously, Lisa, I never met that woman. I don't know. Should I add her too?
No, don't make it worse.
No.
Your research is done, friends.
Okay, thank you.
You're good.
Kimo
You're off the
Sabi.
hook.
So that I just wanted to point it out. That's a really annoying. Enough
That
said.
is annoying.
Yeah.
That is annoying.
And if I didn't have an understanding girlfriend, well, I do have an ex-wife, so maybe that explains it. This could be embarrassing to people, right? If somebody didn't understand, why are you getting all these invitations from attractive young women, right? I would have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So stop it, Google. I don't know them.
Google Plus for Android updated with new photography enhancements.
Yay.
The app
Nice.
gives you the ability to start editing a photo on one Android device and continue the process on another Android device. So nice cross-device editing. A couple of new filters and editing tools. You've seen them before from Snapseed. A couple of interface tweaks, such as a new View All option, which displays your entire photo library, local photos and cloud photos in one central interface. And there's a new option to quickly view photos by date. There's a slider, and you can view photos
That's a
by date.
biggie. I have so many there. I've tried to go back, and it just is a pain. That's a big one.
Yeah. In fact, we were talking about this last night on All About Android. I literally started going through my photos and lost track of the show because I was like, oh, look, the baby was so little, a year ago. Like, it's really fun to look through all photos.
It's 3 a.m. Did I miss the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, very easy to do, yeah.
And last thing, the Google Now launcher, which shipped on the Nexus 5, is now in the Play Store, and it's available to all the Nexus and Google Play Edition devices. So the Nexus 4, Nexus 7, Nexus 10, and Google Play Edition device owners like me, my HTC One Google Play Edition, you can go to the Play Store. You can download the Google Now launcher. It is exactly the APK that you may have sideloaded, which is kind of available everywhere. It gives you Google Now if you swipe to the right. It gives you wallpapers and a couple of different ways to kind of organize your widgets. It's a really nice launcher. In fact, it's my default launcher now because I like it so much. It gives you some transparency in the status bar. Really nice. So it's pretty limited still, just Nexus and Google Play Edition devices, but really nice option if you got one of those devices. You don't have to feel left behind by the Nexus 5. That's all I've got.
Boom.
I don't know, Chad. You were a little slow on the uptake on that one.
I bet you when Howard Stern does that, it happens right away. One more thing, if you have a Moto X, there's another spotlight. Just came out. Remember the hat that was blowing around? Now there's a you have to have a Moto X. You know what? Don't show it. Well, you can show it, Chad, but I don't think it's. If you don't jump on it, there'll be a little spotlight floating around. And if you don't jump on it, I don't see it now. So.
Did this auto download or?
Yeah, it autos download. I think it's an update. You get an update to Motorola Spotlight, which is not an app, so I don't know how exactly to launch it. But this one, you have a flashlight. So the way these work is they're sensitive to the accelerometer in the phone, and as you move the phone around, it advances the story. It's got music and stuff. They're really cute. I really like them. But I don't have that. I don't know how to launch it now. It's frustrating. I know
like
it's
the
in
hat
there.
just starts, whenever you don't want it, the hat.
Yeah, the hat would just float in and out all the time. Maybe I disabled, but no, I saw the little bug, and then I didn't click it in time, and it went away. So I guess they're sensitive to it all. I guess we could go to YouTube and watch it, but it's not quite the same as getting to play with it as you aim the flashlight. Here is from Ian Heath via Mike Elgin, a Lego version of Ellen's selfie.
Wow. That's special.
Taking on a life of its own.
What?
What?
Okay, I just installed this new
What?
thing and it messed up my layout.
Oh.
And it's given me one fewer row of icons.
The Google Now launcher?
Yeah, just put it on the Nexus 7. And it's like got a dead row of icons that I can't put things into anymore.
Oh, yeah, the Nexus 7 does not have a bottom row.
No, it does have a bottom row, but it's like they were laid out in a particular way and they've all been scrambled.
Well, yeah, because you put a different launcher. Go back to your old launcher. Right? Or does it replace your launcher?
It's replaced my launcher.
Oh, so
no, you can choose. I mean, you can.
No, it said import the icons.
Oh, it didn't do it.
Import where they were. It just like.
Are you coming from the old Google launcher?
Yeah, it just poured them in at the top. It's like my spatial memory's all gone bad.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
I led you astray.
What's it called? Is it just called Google Launcher?
Yeah, I just clicked
KitKat Launcher? But I don't see it on here. Maybe I can't put it on a Moto X. I thought that was the point, though. You could put it on anything now.
Yeah, it's Nexus and Google Play.
Oh, you could be
only.
Nexus. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never
It's
mind.
called Google Now Launcher.
Google Now launcher. Yep.
I get a choice. Look.
Google Now. You do have a choice. Yeah. See, that's what I thought. So you can go back to your old, what I don't know. What's the opposite of now?
Google Then.
You Google Then Launcher.
Google Then.
There we go.
Launcher. Just plain launcher.
Launcher.
I haven't looked at launcher in forever. I'm going to switch back
I
to
need to tidy
launcher.
this desktop up actually because it is a bit of a mess.
I use
Yeah,
it.
but
I use it.
But it did. It took a row of my things off and put them on the next screen, which is kind of weird.
Bad.
And I've got.
this
I've
is
got,
totally different, huh?
And
I've got a bunch of nice widgets on my other screens, which are 8. So this is definitely a step backwards.
And thanks to Kevin Marks for sending along David Cameron's tweet. I've been speaking. Can you say it in a posh, poncy British accent, as David Cameron might say it?
He says, "I've been speaking to Barack Obama on the telephone."
Yeah, and then there's a picture of him very seriously. Can you get this on the telephone? I don't think he's really talking to Barack Obama in that shot.
This is really posed.
It's so bad.
It's a very old telephone as well.
I've been speaking to Barack Obama about the situation in Ukraine. Hello, Barack. It's David.
And the people are now making fun of this. So
this is going to be a meme.
People holding phones.
I think we should submit it to Shutterstock. It could be a great stock photo.
Yes.
I've been speaking to Ellen on the phone about the situation with Samsung.
Quick, somebody tweet that. Oh, world.
Jeff was speaking on the phone of Verizon about the situation with the Nexus
Yes.
7.
Oh, it's a meme. It's quick. Start the Tumblr. I've been speaking on the phone. It's better than Binders Full of Women.
I was speaking to Hitler about the Hitler video.
Yeah. The Ara phone, ARA. Is that how you pronounce it? This is the phone, the kind of
Ara.
Ara? You say Ara?
Yeah, the modular phone. We've been saying Ara on All About Android.
Yeah, well,
ARA,
you get to decide.
The modular phone.
Yeah, it's the part of Motorola Mobility that didn't go off to Lenovo.
Right.
And for the first time, we've seen a demo of it. This was at the launch event, Jason Calacanis' launch event last week. Paul Aramenko from Google demonstrated it and showed off prototypes, but non-functional. So it's just, they're like bricks.
Yeah, I mean, they're just sort of like pieces that snap into a back, right? Yeah, they kind of look like Legos. Yeah, but it seems like it sounds like consumer release early next year.
Wow.
And with a big focus on aesthetics and styles and making your phone look the way you want it. So Moto Maker-like. Which surprised me. I thought we were talking about this last night on All About Android. Aaron Newcomb was saying, this is the maker's phone, but the way that the Phone Blocks put out a video, and it sounds like they're targeting people who really want to customize even the look of their phone as well as the functionality.
So what's your bet? Will these things ever be on Verizon?
No. Come on, Jeff. Get real.
Have a special Verizon module that'll be like much bigger.
Yeah, right. The point of it is very cheap, $50 to get started. So I mean,
which evidently is Wi-Fi only. I think,
it's very basic, right? But then you could but that gives you the endoskeleton, which you can then add more stuff. It comes with a display, low-end CPU, a Wi-Fi module, small built-in battery, runs Android. But then, as your budget allows, you can add modules to it, which is, I think, a really interesting idea. The modules are hot swappable, so you don't have to shut down to add
Wow.
them.
Yeah, that's cool. And if you think about these devices as something more than phones, you know, if you want to build your own baby monitor, or you want to, in the video, somebody to attach one to the bottom of a skateboard to map, you know, their route, or if you think of them as a, you know, Wi-Fi connected device that's modular and that can essentially get all sorts of different sensors, you can use them for anything. It's kind of like, you know, a more consumer friendly, I guess, Arduino in a way.
That is very
for the
interesting.
planet.
So it's not just a phone; it really is so I see what Aaron's saying. It's a maker thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it also means you're not going to be throwing out people like us throwing out phones every 9 months.
Yes.
But imagine that you're on the phone and it crumbles in your hands. The parts fall. Oh, my phone's falling apart. Wait a minute. Let me put it back together.
I mean, how much time do we spend with our phones like this? You know, anymore? We don't, right? We use them for other things.
I think it's best not to think of this as a phone, but to think of this as a device in the Internet of Things, as a thing.
Yeah.
That's connected, that you could do stuff. I mean, I think this is really cool.
Yeah, running Android with lots of different apps that can do lots of different things depending on what sensors that you have. You know, it's kind of one of those. It's a little bit one of those catch-all. Like, it can do anything, but what would I use it for? Anything, but what?
Anything.
Users will come out of the maker community. For sure.
I could put it on my mother's measuring cups, and they will call me.
You know, it's the Google Wave problem. You know, it's like it's everything and nothing.
Right. No, I think though that we are in a mature enough environment in the maker world, thanks to Raspberry Pi and the Match modules and all these other things, that people understand that a connected device, configurable device, has all sorts of wonderful uses, and they will use these.
Is there a consumer market device like that yet? Is this the first one? Is this the first maker consumer device?
Yeah, if it's pretty easy. I mean, let's say, okay, you're a kid and
a bit like that I've seen.
Yeah, I think sounds like it'd be easy enough. What is that snap together thing?
Yeah.
For the kids. But imagine, okay, so I'm a kid and dad and father and son. We want to make a balloon that'll do aerial photography. Well, you just get one of these. You put a camera module on it. You put it in the thing, and you go. There's all sorts. I mean, I think that is. This is very intriguing. I love it.
It's like we need a GPS, we need an accelerometer, and we need a camera. Yeah, or we want a better camera, or we want, you know, whatever. We want a different kind of camera. I'm excited about it.
Somewhat specialized market, but not so much so. And boy, I was just at the Make magazine on Thursday, and we got the tour and stuff. And it's just, what's interesting is how they tapped into something and it just grew like Topsy almost instantly. What's
so exciting about this is that you now get an aftermarket for the guts of the phone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. That's what's amazing is now it becomes open source hardware. It's you know, it's what Chris Anderson's been arguing. Other people are arguing is hardware is the next frontier. I don't know if I buy that yet, but it's an exciting opportunity.
Well, but if the Internet of Things is really going to be a thing, then the Google has to have a position and a stake in it. And it's not going to be glass. It's $1,500. It's not even going to be a Google Watch. Much better to have a generic vanilla thing that you can use to prototype ideas. And maybe you're right. Maybe, Jeff, become a market as well. I love this idea. This is exactly what Google should be doing, to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, the thing is, you can already buy lots of bits and pieces that do certain things like this. You can buy little cameras that you can stick to the wall, or you can buy extra screens and things and so on. And the question is, can you make these sort of pluggable modules cheap enough to make cheaper than buying one of those outright?
Right. 50's not yet it.
Yeah.
But I think it's more than that, Kevin. I think it also creates a framework for devices. And so now you just you go to the
that's true.
Aura store, as Gina would say, Aura store, and you keep buying more of these modules until you have people like us will have 20 modules and 5 spots for them, and we'll have wives and husbands people yelling at us.
If you can get the price down, it'll help. But I mean, $50 to start is how you seed the market. That makes sense. The Raspberry Pi is $25 to $35, and that's certainly selling very, very well. It's Tinker Toy phones. Somebody Nano said in our chat room.
Tinker Toys, yeah,
Tinker
that's
Toys.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, a retro set.
Yeah.
Heathkit. No, it's actually it's easier than Heathkit.
Danny Sullivan calls it SEO's Oreo moment. A tweet relating to search engine optimization that is getting as much attention as Oreo's Super Bowl blackout tweet. Remember that last year in the Super Bowl? The lights went out at the Superdome, and Oreo said you could still dunk in the dark, and it was a huge success for social media marketing. Yesterday, Matt Cutts announced a new Google Scraper report for publishers to use if they see a site that is scraping their content right on. It's a big problem. Of course, immediately, people pointed out the kind of Google kind of scraper. Like, you mean like Google?
It was the particular screenshot that was so good as well.
He said,
It was.
I think I've spotted one, Matt. Note the similarities in the context.
It was. You got to give points for a joke. It was very.
He's
well
of
done.
course pointing out that the knowledge graph uses Wikipedia and scrapes it. Although I would guess that Google has a deal with Wikipedia to do this, right?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because Wikipedia is
licensed for reuse.
Right.
Yes.
It's a bad example, right? Because Wikipedia's content is licensed
but
for
it's
reuse.
funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It was the screenshot was perfectly timed. It was funny. But when he gets down to it, no,
It's not
that
a
wasn't
legitimate
great example.
complaint. No,
There's a big difference too, because really the scraper sites are doing is taking Jeff Jarvis's blog post and putting it on their site with ads around it as if they wrote it, and it happens a lot. I mean, people are really complaining
And
about
Google was taking Wikipedia and put it on their site with ads around it.
Well, but
Wikipedia's license allows it, Kevin.
Well, no, I mean, what it does say is that it does highlight how hard it is to do this.
yeah.
And to actually write a crawler these days.
Yeah, what
that
is-
is harder and harder because so many sites block anything that isn't Google from crawling them.
Right.
As a techno-writer, we wrote the crawler that would crawl blogs and do stuff like that. And we were creating tag pages and things like that were showing up in Google results. And there was always a slight tension back and forth about will they decide we're a scraper site and throw us out of the results, or are we adding value? So there's a bit of tension there.
The reason,
but the challenge now is it's actually quite hard to write a crawler.
Right.
Because so many sites will actually block you directly or require login.
and that's why we're moving towards social search and others better forms of search anyway. Crawling is going to look as antiquated as Yahoo's human editors.
No, that's the other way around. I think the crawling's going to come back as people realize that they're missing it.
Really? The social isn't good enough.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, as the social stuff gets more and more polluted with its own weird rankings and its own ad priorities.
Maybe that's what we're doing, was we're just trying to stay ahead of the pollution. Just trying to stay upstream, whatever possible. The reason Danny Sullivan calls it an Oreo-level tweet is because as of his writing, 14,000 retweets and 12,000 favorites for Dan Barker. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That was within 24 hours. I wonder what it is now. That's Apple calling me from Texas. Well, I'll take it later. That's a long story. The Mac Pro.
Mac Pro saga.
Yeah, and so somebody's been calling me from Apple Austin, which is, I think, where the Mac Pros are made. So I think they want to figure out why there's a footprint on my RAM. Google invests $1 million in getting more female entrepreneurs. It sounds like a lot of money, but I don't know.
Not much.
I don't know.
No, it's really not much.
I know for Google, it's a $1 million grant to Galvanize, which is a Denver co-working hub and a startup center. They're giving $1 million to them and others to increase the number of female entrepreneurs by 25%. Galvanize has a program to do that, I guess, to increase the involvement of women, and there are others. But it's $1 million not just to Galvanize, but to 40 programs worldwide. So it's kind of they're relatively small grants. Maybe they're enough though. Sometimes the lever positioned exactly right can move a mountain.
And it makes a statement.
Yeah, I would hope they would do more even, right?
Yeah.
Keep it up.
So Google, we also need more journalistic entrepreneurs. I'm just talking, just saying. We can use more of that too.
You know, Google, you could support internet television broadcasting. That's a useful thing too. You know, a little grant here.
We can do both things at CUNY. We'll do the show. With
I want to
Leo,
do that by the
with
way.
our students. We do.
We talked with
we're
Sarah Bartlett about that. I've talked with Lisa. We love that idea.
We're on.
All right, because CUNY wants to do more of the kind of stuff.
You just have to say it CUNY.
CUNY. Not CUNY.
Not CUNY.
CUNY wants to do more of the kind of stuff we're doing here in the Brick House. We would like to have a little base of operations in New York, New York. I hear that's a pretty big city. And so maybe there's a little synergy possible. And then we can get...
and Gina can do her third show.
Gina, get her out of the basement.
Get me out of the basement,
Get
Leo.
Gina out of her mother's basement.
Jeff and Leo, get me out of the basement.
And ironically, she'll be in CUNY's basement, but that's okay.
Well, CUNY's my alma mater, so I'm right home. Yeah. I graduated CUNY in graduate school.
What's that program called in the basement there, Jeff?
What's the program called?
Isn't there, Sarah? I think Sarah said there's a name for it. Maybe not. It's just some kids in the basement with a camera. I don't know.
No, we're going to make up something. We're going to make something new.
Oh, there isn't something there already.
No, we're going to make something new.
Oh, this is something new. Yeah, because when your dean, Sarah Bartlett, was here, she mentioned that they really like to, in the School of Journalism at CUNY, they really like to get kids doing real-world journalism.
And the other thing is, well, I won't say this on the air. I'll wait.
Save it. Save it for offline conversation. Yes. I'm going to just hush my phone. Well, the Google Barge has found a new home. This is funny for anybody who knows the Bay Area. It's moving to Stockton.
Okay, why is this funny? I don't get it. Why is this funny?
Well, it's not exactly the headquarters of the world.
Okay.
I think it's inland. Isn't it in the valley? There's no water in Stockton. That would be a problem.
Well, I think it's there's a lake.
But can somebody verify this? I believe Stockton, we call it in the valley, do we not? Which would imply that it's in a valley. Not.
It's at the tail end of
Stockton.
There is a port. Okay. The port of Stockton at the end of a river. Okay.
The San Joaquin River.
It has 2 miles of dock space. It's just outside the jurisdiction of the San Francisco Bay Conservation and Development Commission.
Well, there you go.
That's the advantage. There it is. So they're going to take that barge and they're going to go all the way up that river to Stockton.
Right. So they've got to go all the way around through Martinez and the Delta.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And if the drought were still on, I wonder whether they could do it.
I think that's not really a river. It's a tidal slough.
Yes.
Bay Ship and Yacht is subleasing their pier to Google. So there goes the barge. Sometime in the next 24 hours, weather permitting.
I think you need live coverage.
You need the barge cam.
I think you need a drone over it.
That's really kind of pathetic. I don't think there's going to be a huge wave of people heading to Stockton to see Google Glass.
So you need to do a stand-up at the empty pier.
I'm standing here
in just left, or that they're about to arrive.
Leo Laporte from Treasure Island. This water used to have the barge, not anymore.
Good, Gina. Good.
I will do a stand-up just for you.
If you were a real TV guy, Leo Laporte, that's what you
I know. Why am I sitting in a studio? What's wrong with me? I'm unambitious.
The helicopter's chasing the barge.
Nice thing with the internet is that you can time it so that the barge is going by you, while you're talking. You control your own schedule.
Slowly.
Actually, the San Francisco Giants play in AT&T Park. Was a relatively recently built, beautiful downtown ballpark in San Francisco. I know you all know it. And there's a giant Coke bottle, beautiful, huge Coke bottle out in left field. And it's got slides in it, and the kids can go down it. The thing is massive. It was made here in Petaluma and barged down the Petaluma River. And I was, in fact, there for the barging of the Coke bottle to the ballpark. Why didn't I do a stand-up?
That's live action television right there.
It was. I just stood there and watched it, me and the kids.
So you can actually go by canal all the way from Petaluma to...
That's why Petaluma exists. We are a finger of the bay that, you know, the gold and the lumber and the chicken and the eggs and
chickens.
all that can go right in the
chickens.
Yeah.
Is it still a chicken capital, Leo?
No, it's now ducks.
Really?
Yeah, we still have the chicken and eggs, butter and eggs day parade. We still do that, but in fact,
wait, Leo. Have you ever dressed up as a chicken?
No comment. They have a contest called the Cutest Little Chicken Town, in which parents and their children dress as chickens.
I want pictures, Chad. I want pictures.
This is many a moon ago.
Somebody search for that.
But so we were actually in the 1900s, early 1900s. This was what was happening is Jews who were being persecuted in Russia by the pogroms, by the Tsar, were rescued by do-gooders in Northern California, but all of these Jews were, for the most part, peasants. They didn't have any skills, and they were, what are we going to do with them? And they realized a very low capital business they could start them up, and was chickens and eggs. So the whole countryside around here is dotted with these 100-year-old chicken coops, giant chicken coops. We had 2 on our old property, giant chicken coops. But as you know, that kind of died out as a business. We were for a while the #1 producer of eggs in California. But what has survived, why am I telling you this? What is this, a tour, a travelogue? We have survived as the home of fine, high-quality ducks. There's a restaurant you could go to, you New Yorkers, called Petaluma in Manhattan that serves Petaluma duck. And every duck you'd get in Chinatown in San Francisco comes from Petaluma. Liberty Farms up here. Fabulous. Peking duck. Yep. Just saying.
That's good to know.
They always look so sad in the window of the Chinese restaurant.
Well, they're dead.
They're dead, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're sad or...
The neck is...
Sleeping. It's sleeping. Let's take a break and talk about something else. When we come back, that's a dead duck. Yahoo is turning off Google and Facebook. We will talk a little bit about Google Maps as far as Apple is concerned with CarPlay. Android's a big seller worldwide. And a lot more. Oh, and the CNN Zeit story. But first a word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But
sorry. I can't yawn.
Hey.
It's late where I am.
Your yawn sounded like a yeah. Our show today brought to you by 99 Designs, the world's largest graphics design marketplace. At last count, there were 285,389 talented designers waiting for you to start a design contest. What do you need? You need a book cover. You need a placemat. You need an infographic. You need a landing page, a Facebook page, app design. Maybe you need T-shirts or hoodies. 99designs.com. Go there. Create a design contest. There are currently 2,358 open contests. Last month, payouts to 99 Designs, $1.98 million to designers at 99 Designs. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to debut for the first time today our very own Twit hoodie designed at 99designs.com. There's the arm. There's the graphic. Those are going on sale today at Teespring.
Nice.
We liked, I don't know how many designs we got, like 20 or 30. We liked 5 of them so much that we bought 5 of them, and we're going to make some other stuff. But this was the winning. We had a vote, and this was the winning design for the hoodies.
Keep voguing. No, more voguing. I want to see.
Are they voguing?
Yeah, come on, guys. Let's do it.
Strike a pose. And we have a women's sweatshirt too. So not just a hoodie. There you go. Oh, look at that. They're naturals, Glenn and Chad.
When do you get the Twit underwear?
That could be next. We always do. You know, we realize the way to do this. Yeah, no, I think Jeff is asking you to model underwear. I don't want to. I am wearing Scotty Vest underwear. Should I show you that? Oh, I already did that. Okay.
Scotty Vest has underwear, huh? Nice.
Yeah, they got little pockets in the boxers.
Oh, so you can be wired up. Get some heat sensors down there.
What was that joke Ellen made about the... It was very funny about, you know, the Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh,
something about...
Yeah, she had a couple of really good ones.
She was funny.
Yeah, she was good. She was a good host.
I've seen it. Yeah, I liked her. There you go. Stop showing that. There I am in my Scotty Vest boxer shorts. It does not have meat sensors in it. Is that what you said?
Yeah, no, that is not what I said, by the way. Just FYI.
Mom, I'm trying to find your meat sensors. There are they. What drawer do you keep those in? Anyway, back to the commercial. So that's where we got the hoodies. 99designs.com. That's where you can get a designer to do something great for you. They're really talented, really good. Here's how it works. You tell 99 Designs what you need. Dozens of designers from their community of 250,000, more than 250,000, will submit designs created just for you. You'll love seeing those ideas roll in. Give the designers your feedback. Help them refine the design. Then select and pay for your favorite. It's a great deal. It starts as low as $199. You set the price. And by the way, we got a special offer for you. Visit 99designs.com/twig, and you'll get a $99 power pack of services for free, giving you more designer time and attention, bold highlighting and featuring your design project in their marketplace. You'll get nearly twice as many designs. 99designs.com/twig. Well, you thank them. We thank them and the designers, too, for their support. Love the designs we get. Are those hoodies on sale yet? Teespring.com/twit. That's TEE spring.com/twit. The campaign for the bobbleheads is thankfully over. And the bobblehead will be replaced by those hoodies later in the day. Did we got the second they ship next month, the second batch. So there's actually 600 of these in the world today. Well, we hope to sell more hoodies, frankly. We don't make a lot of money out of this, but it's fun. It's fun for us, and it gives you guys a chance, if you want, to buy Twit memorabilia and merchandise. No more guac at Chipotle. What is that story?
Could be. It's a threat.
You're saying that thanks to man-made global warming, my burrito bowl is going to be free of guac?
Could happen.
No.
Right.
Really?
All right.
Chipotle, in its annual report, said, in the event of cost increases with respect to one or more of our raw ingredients, we may choose to temporarily suspend serving menu items such as guacamole or one or more of our salsas rather than paying the increased cost for ingredients.
Meanwhile, they added tofu.
That's not going to do it.
Nope.
They added the Sofritas vegan tofu dish. Actually, we have vegans here in the studio. One of those two people posing for you is a vegan. And so he's very... Was that a squeal from you,
You
Jeff?
get to guess which one. It's not the one you're thinking.
Stop it. Chipotle uses 97,000 pounds of avocado a day.
Jesus.
Wow.
35.
I remember back in the day, there was an avocado glut. Every doctor in California bought avocado ranches. Remember that?
See?
It was the great tax dodge.
See?
And doctors and dentists.
Yep.
And so there was a glut of avocados.
Did you know?
There can never be too many avocados.
I agree.
Yeah.
Although Chipotle's doing 34 million pounds of avocados a year. This story goes on to say that while the avocado industry is fine at the moment, scientists are expecting drier conditions, which could have an impact on California's crop.
That would be sad. Chipotle's guacamole is serviceable. It's solid.
Yeah. It's not.
It's the best, but it's not fake.
No.
Which
it's an accessory.
Yes,
it's
an accessory.
so easy to make your own guacamole. Everybody should go out, get a couple of very nice avocados. You want them to be a little soft to the touch, not hard, but not mushy. Look for hollow parts. You don't want anything. And then you just cut them in half. You mash them up with a little salt, some pepper, some garlic, some onions, maybe a little salsa. You can
hot sauce.
A little hot sauce if you want. And it's a fabulous dish, easy to make and good for you.
7 years in San Diego, that was my big takeaway.
Can you get avocados in New York City?
You can.
Yes.
You can. Actually, Fresh Direct, I've been using Fresh Direct a lot because it's just easier. They didn't deliver to me in San Diego, so it's kind of wonderful. And like they're great. Like the avocados are great. I was.
Is that
Welcome to
Amazon?
the universe, Ms. Trapani.
What's that?
No.
Is that Amazon Fresh Direct or is that something else?
It's grocery.
Just a grocery thing.
Grocery shopping for New York City. In more important Chipotle news, perhaps, have you heard about the quesarito?
What?
The burrito wrapped in a cheese quesadilla.
Burrito wrapped.
There's a link right below the guacamole crisis link in the rundown.
It's a Chipotle burrito made with a quesadilla.
You wrap your burrito in a cheese quesadilla. All the rage, apparently.
Sounds like something
That's
from
kinda
Epic
sick.
Mealtime. That is disgusting.
That was not the reaction I was looking for. Come on. Okay, that picture.
Why not just wrap that in a piece of pizza?
And then you can
Yeah.
just deep fry it.
And then deep fry it and put croissant dough around it. And call it Crorito.
A petaluma duck, and then inside a chicken, and then inside a turkey.
And then some
Turductorito.
Fritos.
Turductorito.
All right.
I watched the poor person at the end of the line in Chipotle, because when the people really stuff them, trying to get the tortilla and the foil so you can still wrap it up into something is really tough sometimes.
And then there's the blowout situation, which you never want to have.
Anytime I go to Chipotle, I worry about the blowout situation.
But they get another tortilla, and actually that kind of works better because then it mixes all the ingredients together. So actually the blowout's okay.
By the way, we should point out that the quesarito is not on the menu at Chipotle. It's part of their secret menu. So you have to know to ask for it.
I think that as for research for the show, I really should try it out and let you guys know how it is.
Can I get somebody to go there right now and get us one before the show's over?
with a live shot.
I think
Google
satellite
Glass.
truck.
Google Glass.
you could have the quesarito, but you could also have the burrito dilla. It is a diet-friendly alteration of the quesarito that is essentially a Chipotle quesadilla, except only half the fillings of a regular burrito are sandwiched between heaping handfuls of cheese. They will make this for you.
I have a hard enough time to get them to listen to me to put the right salsa in there. I can't believe they're going to do all
It
that.
says, if the server is not aware of this secret recipe, have them place a handful of cheese on one side of the burrito and order about half the amount of fillings of a regular burrito on top of that cheese. Then place another handful of cheese on top of the fillings, fold it in half, and place it in the giant warmer for a few minutes.
I'd like a grilled, because Taco Bell had the grilled stuffed burrito and they ruined it by putting, just basically tons of lard in it, fat. The grilled stuffed burrito was a wonderful thing at Taco Bell in the day.
All right, now I'm really hungry. I'm serious.
This is the Torture Gina segment of the show. Did you know that originally the Chipotle secret menu was only known to a few lucky diners who knew about the quesarito, the burrito dilla?
I'm envisioning in about 20 minutes Gina Trapani going around her house saying, "Damn it, Mom, where's your meat thermometer?"
Where is the meat thermometer?
The double wrapped burrito. Did you know about that one?
I didn't. There's all kinds of.
Yeah.
This is
The double wrapped burrito is a delicious creation. If you crave the warm and chewy tortilla shell more than anything else, you're in luck, because Chipotle actually lets you get your burrito wrapped in 2 tortillas if you wish, and ask nicely before they are warm up. Ask them nicely to warm up both the tortillas in the giant warmer. I want a giant warmer. How do we get it? This is your fault.
Well, one problem here is that when the line, my one gets really slow, and so the worse the line is at the checkout, the colder your meal is by the time you get it.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah,
it's a problem.
True.
All right, here's a quiz question for you. Who spent more for acquisitions in 2013, Apple or Google?
Surprise.
The answer may surprise you. Apple has reported.
We should turn that into a BuzzFeed
headline.
What
would the headline be?
You
I don't
won't
know, is it like-
believe.
You won't believe.
Who
Does
spent
that
more?
count
Who
as buying
spent
and
more?
stock or what?
That's a question. Let's see. Apple, over the past 5 quarters, has officially reported total acquisition investments of $11.12 billion, in addition to $1 billion in cash business acquisition payments. So I think this is all cash. Apple has certainly enough cash to do this. Google reports spending $7.36 billion for property and equipment, $1.45 billion for acquisitions. That can't be right. Google spent more than that on the Nest thermostat.
What I'd want to
Maybe it
know
hasn't closed yet.
is are investments put into this? Because I know that with Google Ventures, they put in a lot of
you
money.
wouldn't count Google Ventures. That's different.
Right.
That's not an acquisition.
Yeah, but also Apple bought like a huge amount of their own stock back, so they may be counting that.
Maybe.
They just misread that.
Yeah, that's Apple Insider. Zeit, which for some reason CNN owned, has now been flipped to Flipboard.
And you might say, oh, they made such a good deal, but Rafat Ali, founder of Skift, pointed out that it wasn't really. It was bought for $20 million, supposedly sold for $60 million, but not much of that was cash. It was assumption of options. It was stock back and other things. So I think CNN didn't know what to do with it and got a good deal getting out.
It's good though. I mean,
And it belongs at Flipboard. Flipboard can do wonderful things with Zeit.
Zeit really was a Flipboard competitor.
But Zeit was also adding more of the personalization stuff, and they can get that in. When Sarah Bartlett and I were out there, we visited Flipboard, and they met their chief scientist, and they've got neat stuff going on there.
Yeah. So Yahoo is turning off both Google and Facebook Connect sign-ins.
I think that's a mistake.
It's interesting. Is that
why.
they feel that that's competitive? Why support competitive services?
I'll bet they do, but that also means they could get some level of signals. If you signed into a Yahoo service using Facebook, now Yahoo can know something about you from Facebook, and now they lose that opportunity.
Yeah.
That's silly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's also short-sighted in that they would make more, given they've already got these sign-ins and these accounts, make more sense to let people link multiple accounts together and give them some isolation. So this is like the indie auth idea of saying, okay, we'll let you sign in with more than one account, and that way you've got some protection against those accounts going down or whatever, but you've also got the ability to draw information from more than one source, and there's definitely value for both sides of that. So I don't get this. And the other thing is that Yahoo's login has historically been pretty bad. They've if you use them for OpenID login, you would get like a 27-digit hex string rather than actually your name showing up when you try to comment on blogs and things.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah.
So there's a bunch of stuff they could improve with where they've. But also, I find that it keeps logging me out, and then it's much more likely to sulk and tell me to reset my password than the others.
Yahoo used. I don't know if they're still going to do it on Marissa, but Yahoo used to kill accounts, regularly if you weren't loyal.
They
get rid of you, which is really frustrating.
So they killed a bunch, and then they said they could recycle the namespace. And so this was like a couple of months ago. So you can now get the names of abandoned accounts, which seems like a good thing, but except that then you start getting all their old mail. So it's messy.
Yeah.
So I just went to Yahoo. As of now, if I go to yahoo.com, I can create a new account or sign in with Facebook or Google, so it's still turned on. Yahoo apparently is doing its own thing. Is this Oath? OAuth?
They have done OAuth-based stuff in the past. They've been involved with OpenID Connect, which is OAuth-based. Certainly, I'm not sure how much they still are, but they were definitely part of the contributors to that spec.
So right now, if you say Google, it says Yahoo would like to view your Google email address and view basic information. So this would pre-populate my Yahoo account with stuff from my Google account. Oh, it says, do you have a Yahoo account? To continue, you need to create a Yahoo account. So then I could create a new one or log in with my existing Yahoo account. So now if I do that, I've just channeled stuff from Google into Yahoo. Now they know more about me, as you pointed out.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing for them. On the other hand, if they're trying to promote their own OAuth logins, maybe.
But here's the bottom. It's if I have a relationship with you, cherish that. I went through this. I'm staying in a Sheraton hotel. It's a very nice hotel. It's absolutely fine and dandy. I had not used my, what do they call it? Who owns this? SPG. Who's that? Starwood. Hadn't used the Starwood number in a long time. So what happens? They deactivated my account.
Oh, that's rude.
So that's a fine way to treat me when I come back.
Yeah, no, that's the wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, I went to Twitter and whined, and they fixed it, and that's fine. But whether you're Yahoo or Starwood or any of these companies, if somebody leaves you and they come back, don't slap them around. Welcome them. Say, "Oh, good, we missed you."
I agree. That unless, as is the case with the airlines, these affinity groups are losing the money and they're trying to get rid of you. They don't want you. They were hoping.
Well, they already expired my miles. Starwood already expired me.
Well, that's probably what they wanted to do, right? They
got rid. I mean, they expired anyway. They didn't have to also kill my account.
Oh, okay. Yeah, keep the account alive. You're right.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Same with Yahoo. Is there cost to maintaining it? De minimis.
So Google's got the Loon project. Facebook has the drone project. Now, how afraid are you? I don't mind Google balloons over me.
Versus Mothra in the skies over the world.
I love the headline from Wired. Facebook drones to battle Google balloons in war of airborne internet.
So I want to see an animation of that. I want to see a cartoon.
It might be a great video game.
Can the Amazon drones get in there too?
All the drones. Let's all, according to multiple reports.
This is kind of like rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. Facebook wants to buy a drone maker whose solar-powered aircraft could operate as high-altitude wireless hotspots circling in the stratosphere for years without refueling. So this is similar to Google. I always feel like Mark Zuckerberg has a serious case of envy. Like he wants to do everything to everybody else. If you have balloons, I'm going to have drones. Actually, it's part of his internet.org effort, which is actually a philanthropic effort to bring internet.
Which is more philanthropic, yes.
Yeah, to people around the world. So that's a good thing.
And so that's it, Leo. Make fun of the charity, huh, Leo?
Oh, well, what's new? I'm a jerk.
I know. I had the same reflex that I had to stop myself and say, "Oh, there goes the punchline."
Yeah. Well, all right. Google's donating $6.8 million to fund free transit rides for San Francisco youth.
This story just doesn't stop.
What could possibly go wrong?
Next, Google employees will be throwing candy out of the Google bus to the urchins in the street. Like World War II going through Belgium.
Hey, chewing gum here. Silk stockings. Free Muni for low-income youth program, previously paid for by the city of San Francisco. 31,000 low-income youth aged 5 to 17 have taken advantage of the program. It's a good program. I think they should let them use the Google bus. What is it? Well, seriously, what's the bus doing after it gets all the employees there or brings them back? It's just sitting around all day.
It could take them on field trips.
Take them on field trips.
No, I think they should.
The problem is they want it about the same
give
time.
them Chromebooks. They could just lounge in the bus and drive around the city and use the
free Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Get rid of the classrooms. I like that, Gina.
Yeah.
Travel in the classroom.
Except at that point, all the buses are down at Mountain View.
Well, then
back up to the city and
drive Mountain View youth around. They've got kids in Mountain View. Oh, it doesn't solve the problem, though. Maybe send the Google buses to Stockton. That's where we need them.
Yep.
But no,
let me just say this: startups, geeks, come to New York and be here. We're not going to make your lives difficult. We're not going to go picketing you because you create jobs here. We are capitalists in New York. We believe in innovation. It just to heck with this Silicon Valley stuff. It's over.
Well, you did see Nick Bilton's article in the New York Times about the San Francisco housing market. Nick is a great writer. Listen to this first couple of graphs. Not long ago, the pink house at 1829 Church Street in the Glen Park neighborhood here hit the market for $895,000. It sold for $1.425 million. $530,000 over the asking price in less than 2 weeks. It's a fixer-upper, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, linoleum floors, Eisenhower-era kitchen. It's a dump.
Wow.
But it's 2 blocks from the Google bus stop. Location, location, location.
Welcome to a free market, man.
Yeah. Yep. What a number of people have pointed out.
It's not a free market. The problem is you can't actually build anything in San Francisco.
That's exactly the problem, right? And
well, but there, I think there are places where what's needed is more housing that's built in places, and that's what the government can do. But if I owned a house in San Francisco and suddenly somebody wants to depress the market for it, it's not going to work.
According to Redfin,
no. But the problem is that they're not handing out permits to build new housing, and the people who've got existing housing are saying no, do not block our view.
Well, even if they try to sell the housing for less, Nick says you'll have a bidding war from 20 different people. That's how it gets so much over the asking price.
Yeah.
The average teacher in San Francisco County earns $59,700 a year. Not a single home on the market in San Francisco is within reach of the average public school teacher.
But it's pretty much always been that. When I lived there, I left in '81, dating myself badly. I don't want to know, Gina, how far away you were from birth. I couldn't find a place in San Francisco.
Yeah, it was hard, but it wasn't impossible. 5 years ago, police officers and teachers could have afforded 36% of the homes on the market. Today, not one home for teachers and police officers who average $80,000 a year. There's one house in the whole county that they could afford. One house. They all live in Novato, down the road a piece.
Manhattan, too.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, I think it's true.
You know, the Gold Coast of Chicago, this is...
It is like Manhattan. San Francisco's bordered not on 4 sides by water, but on 3 sides by water. It really...
And then the other side on Daly City, and nobody wants to live there.
Nobody wants to live in the ticky-tacky houses. So... I think that's bad for a city, though, when the people who teach your children and keep you safe can't afford to live in that city.
Well, but then you can do other things. Newark, Cory Booker put up a whole complex that houses teachers.
Yeah.
You know, the city could do that.
Idea.
The city could.
We need a teacher ghetto.
Property. Yeah.
Yeah.
My mother was a public school teacher, and I grew up in Brooklyn, and I take a train across a bridge every day to get to my office in Manhattan. And growing up here, rich people lived in Manhattan.
Yeah. But that's getting to be that way in Brooklyn too, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh, Brooklyn has changed a lot.
It's really
gentrified. Very gentrified. Yeah. Trying to buy property in Brooklyn was an eye-opening experience for me, for sure. And I'm.
What did your mother teach? What did your mother teach you?
She taught remedial reading for like 25 years in a public school to students who were 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students who were reading at the 2nd and 3rd grade level.
Mm-hmm. So where do you stand on the de Blasio charter school? What was her name? Eva, what's her name? The Success Schools?
Yeah, I heard a little bit about this. I honestly don't know enough about it.
So Success Schools, which was a charter school movement that was championed by Bloomberg, and highlighted in Waiting for Superman, the wonderful documentary.
Oh yeah, that was a great documentary.
Fairly controversial because they take over schoolrooms in regular public schools, push the kids out. They're fairly aggressive about it. The director makes $475,000 a year. It is funded entirely by public school funds, not by private funds. And de Blasio...
Is this a give back to the teachers union for supporting them?
I think it's a give back to the teachers union because the teachers union hates these guys because they're all non-unionized teachers straight out of college.
Yep.
So de Blasio hates them. On the other hand, the success rate of these schools is very high on standardized testing. They do much, much better than the public schools typically do. It's an interest. I don't know where to. I mean, it's not.
It's not an easy issue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course, there's a long waiting list for kids to get into these schools.
That's
oddly
the
enough, I mean,
part.
I went to private school. My mom taught in public school, and I went to private school. But because of the religious aspect of it, was really important to my mom. My mom wanted me to go to Catholic school, so it was in my house was always a very even though my mom thinks about New York City public school system is amazing and she loved her school, and so I come from kind of a weird background.
Yeah. Her name is Eva Moskowitz, and she's the director of Success Academy Charter Schools. I don't know. I mean, she's getting results. She's getting really good results, so it's hard to. Anyway, they serve 6,700 students, 90% Black or Hispanic, but they don't have remedial reading. Mm-hmm. They don't have, a lot of things that the public schools are required to offer. And the schools sound a little different. But anyway, it's an interesting story. There's a good article about it in the New York Times today, in the New York region. See, I read the New York Region section, pretending that I live in.
Wow.
Just like to keep up on what's going on in my old town. I lived there 2 years.
You'll be back working in our basement, Leo, before you know
The
it.
first 2 years of my life.
I was gonna say you're qualified to open a studio here. That counts.
I do want to do that. I really do want to do that.
Mm-hmm, we do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
That's a good idea. What is Opia? You're the open source expert, Gina Trapani. Opia, Google's new open source project, allows anyone to create an interactive learning experience.
Yeah, this looks pretty interesting. And actually, maybe I should have included this in the change log.
Is this a MOOC?
It's a MOOC.
Hey, it's a MOOC. Not what we mean in Brooklyn when we say MOOC. It's a massively online, open.
It's more of like a teaching thing, right? It's more like
It's a teaching
Khan
tool.
Academy.
Ah.
Yes. Yeah, like so you can create online courseware using this software, Opia, which is also open source. So you can contribute back to it. It's written in Python, I have determined, which is not surprising.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. They've got a sample. If you go to opia.com, they've got kind of a sample exploration, they call it, on the front page. So you can see that there's, you can walk through solving a math exercise on the front page. It looks pretty cool.
OPPIA, Opia. Bite-sized learning journeys by anyone for anyone. I think these are really great because I think they really do democratize education.
I don't think we talked about this in the show.
Like this plus helpouts is kind of interesting. I'm sorry, Jeff, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you can see kind of Google's really interest in peer-to-peer education and create and providing tools and platforms for people to teach and learn each other, which I really like.
So I think we had I guess we talked about this last week. Google itself is running a data analysis class.
Yeah, this is kind of cool. Making sense of data. If you go to datasensewithgoogle.com, do you work with surveys, demographic information, evaluation data? This is something people really do need to learn, right? Yeah. It's a self-paced online course for somebody who wants to learn more about how to structure, visualize, and manipulate data. Wow. We should, we got 17,000 responses to our survey, which we're trying to parse. I think, Glenn, you need to take this course. So, wow. March 18th through April 4th. So it starts in a couple of weeks. And of course, they have to say course availability subject to all applicable laws, regulations, and trade sanctions. That's sad. To get to the Opia site, it's opia.org. That's the hosted version. Or you can see the code.
Right, you can run the code yourself.
Code.google.com/Opia. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to have a tip, number, and tool. And Kevin, anything you want to throw in that mix? It's stone soup for the geek. But first, a word from Squarespace.com. They're making the web a better place, one website at a time. Maybe yours. If you're looking for somewhere to host your site, somewhere with great content management solutions, tools to make your site look gorgeous, somewhere you can post easily using their apps. There's a blog app. You can moderate comments right from your phone. You can also do their metric stuff. They have a new metric app for iPhone and iPad. You could check site stats like page views, unique visitors, social media followers. Squarespace just gets better and better and better. And the beauty of this is you can find out all about it by going to squarespace.com and trying it. Click the Get Started button. You'll be picking your template from 25 gorgeous templates. But don't worry, template, that's a bad word. That means, oh, all the sites must look like cookie cutters. No. No. In fact, the template is just a starting point that gives you so many rich features. Commerce is built into every template. They're all mobile responsive, so they look good on any screen. There's not a separate mobile site. And yet, it's so easy to customize it, not knowing code, but just with drag and drop, point and click, that every Squarespace site is unique. These are all with the same template, but they all look different. They all have the personality of your site. Great support, too, if you want help doing this. Live chat and email support 24/7 from their New York headquarters. You're not getting, somebody who's been, looking through a notebook. This is somebody who really knows. They work there. Plus, a completely redesigned customer help site with easy access to self-help articles, video workshops. E-commerce is something a little new at Squarespace. If you go to the pricing, you'll see it's $8 a month for the basic site, and that includes e-commerce. You could sell one item, which for a lot of people, they sell an item, they sell a thing, but you could also accept donations, and just think what that means. That means if you're a charity, for $8 a month, you could set up a gorgeous site where you can accept donations, or if you want a cash wedding registry right there. A school fund drive, you could do that all for $8 a month with a basic site. The professional site's unlimited everything. You could sell up to 20 products. You get access to the developer platform, great for people who know CSS, HTML, JavaScript. And, of course, full e-commerce, just $24 a month. Squarespace does not take a cut of your commerce. You can sell unlimited products. Real-time carrier shipping is built into the site, label printing by a ShipStation, integrated accounting. And, of course, when you register for a year, you get the domain name free, custom domain name and everything. That's really nice. Squarespace.com. Try it now. That 2-week trial is free. You don't even need to give them a credit card. You don't have to. You just build the website. You can import it for everything from your old website. See what it feels like. If you decide to sign up, use TWIG as your offer code, and you'll get 10% off. Just TWIG, T-W-I-G. Try it free for 2 weeks. TWIG if you decide to buy 10% off on us. And Squarespace.com. Time, ladies and gentlemen, for Gina's tip of the week.
So I don't remember if I've done this before. Tell me if I have. I was short on a tip this week, but I love this site and I look at it all the time, especially now that I'm here in New York and the weather has changed so much. Forecast.io. You've talked about this, Leo. You have to, right?
Yeah,
this is the service that powers Dark Sky, which is an iOS app. Yeah.
Can you get Dark Sky on Android? You can't.
I don't believe you can, but I got to tell you, Forecast.io, which is just the website, is a really nice mobile experience. This is awesome, and I know this doesn't matter as much to people who live in California because it's always sunny there.
No, you got rain.
When you're wondering what exact time it is going to start snowing, or how many inches of snow are going to be in the ground when you leave your office that day, and whether or not you should wear boots, like this is the site that I look at in the morning. I just absolutely love it. The service mashes up weather data from a bunch of different sources and makes predictions, like literally down to the minute. Like at 2:30, it's going to start to rain, and it's really quite good. Beautiful layout, tells you how, really helps you plan out. If you haven't looked at it before, Forecast.io has been awesome, especially now. I knew about it when I was in San Diego. Now that I'm here on the East Coast and the weather deeply affects how my day is going to go, it's really indispensable.
Do you have a weather app? I mean, I do recommend Dark Skies for iOS. Do you have a weather app you like on Android?
This is the one. Google
just use the website.
Card. Yeah, I mean, I basically have this open in a tab at all times in Chrome on Android, and I swipe over to Google Now to look at the weather. So I'll swipe over to Google Now to see the temperature, and then if I see any sort of precipitation, I go to Forecast.io to get the whole story.
That's everything you need. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have there's a website I like, which I'll put in the chat, which is I think it's part of the source info they use for Forecast.io. It's the precipitable water in the atmosphere, which is really handy here because you can basically see the rainstorms coming into California.
Oh, that's neat.
So if you look at that, it's
return. So I can see it. I'm looking. I can't see it.
What I found with Dark Skies was it wasn't that accurate here. It would say, "Oh no, it's fine," and it was actually raining last week. It's like.
That's
you
not
had
good.
one job.
Yeah, really, the one thing I'd like to know.
So I've got a couple I use. I use Weather Underground because they make a really nice widget, which is handy. Ooh, wait. So I can see where the rain is.
It's funny how much we love weather. It's just something about it. I don't understand.
It matters.
And there's one called Radar Now, which is very simple and just gives you like the animated version of that map.
Oh, that's nice. I use Yahoo Weather, actually. On both iOS and Android, they've done a really nice job.
There's an Android one now, have they? Okay.
Yeah. And what's nice about Yahoo Weather is they take pictures from Flickr. So if you've got a bunch of cities, you'll get, Creative Commons Flickr pictures of those cities, which is really cool.
In the particular conditions?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's really nice.
So, unfortunately, they don't, because at Petaluma, sometimes they'll have downtown Petaluma, which is cool. And if you slide up, you've got a lot of the Forecast.io stuff, including maps.
Really nice.
The thing that Forecasto does is the forward protection, which is nice, of where the rain's going to be.
Yeah.
Whereas all of these ones are historic. So,
right.
I mean, you can look at it and go, I can see that rainstorm's coming this way. Whereas Forecastio says, oh, it's going to rain over there.
Yeah.
Which is also from why it's a little bit off, but it's cool.
I'm just like bad at maps. Like I never, when I look at a weather map, I'm like, I don't know what this means. But this is what I like about Forecast.io is like, it's like 2 o'clock, it's going to start to rain in your location.
Yeah, no, that's a nice representation. Yeah. I think you need a version for England called Light Sky. It's going to be sunny.
Never. It never happened. Say again, Jeff?
Does it give you snow accumulation maps that you don't need in California, but we do?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, it'll tell you so you give it your location and it'll be like 2 inches, tonight.
Oh well,
or between 1 and 6 inches. Yeah, it'll tell you about what, and of course that changes. I mean, there was at one point it was predicting 6, but if you keep an eye on it, it will give you an accumulation.
The rest of them just bury it. It's the ethic of the TV weatherman who just keeps on. Next segment we'll do. Next segment we'll do. The first site I created on the internet, I got so sick of TV weatherman. I created a site that was nothing but 5-day forecasts because that's all I cared about.
Really?
Yeah, and we called it rainOrShine.com, and we sold it to AccuWeather.
We have tapped into some sort of weather thing here.
You won't believe what your commute's gonna be like tomorrow. That's literally the tease for local news.
Yeah.
It makes me crazy. I'm like, I can just go to Forecast.io.
I don't need to watch your crappy broadcast. One other thing I like about the Yahoo thing, because it's connected to Yahoo, and this might be a portent of things to come, they call it Smart Weather. Easily add friend and family locations. You can log into your Facebook or your Yahoo account, and it will add all the locations of your friends and family to your maps. So I can have all of these maps because I know people in all of these areas.
My parents should do that. My parents, God bless them, are always calling and saying, "So, you get a lot of snow."
Yeah. Well, it says right here it's snowing. Yeah.
Yep, I did.
It's just, you know what? You're taking away from them the one topic of conversation they have.
I know. So I shouldn't. I'm not going to tell them.
Say,
about that.
I don't know, Mom. Let me look out the window. Oh, look, your measuring cups. They're on the sill.
Because they're measuring the snow.
Measuring the snow.
There we go.
Put a ruler in it. So, Jeff Jarvis, give us a number.
Okay, I think you teased this and then we didn't do it, so I'll do this one.
Okay.
Google has poured in another $50 million into the real estate marketplace auction.com. At a $1.2 billion valuation, means it's the 4th company that they've invested in that has over $1 billion valuation, said another report.
Wow.
I just find this fascinating that Google is in the real estate business at any level. I think real estate business is an incredibly inefficient business. I always get brokers mad at me when I say this, but real estate brokers do not earn 6%. And I think it's ripe for disruption.
They get paid 6%, but you're saying they don't earn it.
Right.
I get it.
Right.
Yeah,
now,
I
will
get
get tons of
Zillow.
Zillow is so great. I love Zillow.
I did. It's great. And you know what? Every single place that our agent showed us was packed with people and got an offer the day after. We found a place for sale by owner from Zillow's. Just search. I had a search set up. That just emailed me new listings. Found it through Zillow. Didn't have to pay the fee. We made an offer very quickly. Offers get made very quickly here. But it wasn't. It was Corcoran, which is like the big real estate place here. Zillow did better than my Corcoran agent. Sorry, Barbara.
Wow.
But yeah, no, there's a lot that can be done here, I think.
But did Zillow give you a bottle of champagne and 2 glasses etched with you and your wife's name on it on the day you bought?
No, it did not. And also, I should say, Zillow did send us to a place which was for sale by owner, and it turned out, after a couple weeks going back and forth with the guy, just a guy who wanted to see whether or not he'd get an offer. Like, he wasn't serious. And so he kind of yanked our chain for a bit. Yeah. So, like, you kind of have to take the good with the bad. You
should have done what Mark Zuckerberg did. He said, I like that house. He sent his agent to knock on the door and said, how much would you take? I will pay twice what it's worth. And the guy said, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I never heard that.
When I make my first billion, I'm not going to do that.
Don't you wish somebody would come knock at your door and say, I will pay you?
Well, that's what he did with WhatsApp, yeah.
Yeah, right. I'll pay you 8,000 times what it's worth.
And Instagram, right? I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to recommend something I've actually recommended on the Mac side, but it's also an Android app. But do not look if you do not want to waste time. if you do not want to waste time. I don't know why. It was Steve Gibson who told me about this, and I've gotten so hooked on this I can't stop playing it. It's kind of a simple game. It's called Rails. Basically what you're doing is you're traffic directing a railroad. But there's something so seductive about it that I just can't stop playing it. Maybe it appeals to the same kind of mind that does knolling. You know what knolling is? That's where you arrange everything in square right angles on your desk. This game, trains come out of different stations. You've got to route them using switches and lights so they go to the right station. Oh, no, the blue train's going to the red station. Stop, stop, stop. And here comes a blue train going. Oh, no, I got to get the... So, anyway, you get the idea. It's a lot of fun, and I can't stop playing it, and it's $1.99. And
for those who graduate from Thomas the Tank Engine.
This is like grown-up Thomas the Tank Engine. I earned 175 coins and set a new record. Wow. So you start...
I'm not a gamer.
Yeah.
I'm just not a gamer.
You would love this.
Can't do it. No, I know I would. I don't like games. I don't like crossword puzzles.
You would love this. You draw lines.
I try.
You connect things.
Dots. I did dots like twice, and I said, "What's the point?"
Oh, yeah. You actually want to be productive or something. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I don't care really. I'm just a podcaster. I don't need to be productive. I just sit here and talk. What do I need?
I'm not productive. I'm on Twitter.
Yeah, right. Yeah, oh, Twitter, that's productive. Oh, yeah.
I know.
Thank you, by the way, for sending me a bunch of selfies. People using their dogs to create parody selfies. Let me pause this game. I want to save that. That's Rails, $1.99. David Letterman. David Letterman did his own Oscar. Oh, there's a movie. You want to watch the movie of trains? No, you already just saw that.
No, I don't. No.
Come on, you want to play this game. I know you do.
No, I don't.
This isn't a good... This is not good. What is good about this? This is not even funny.
Selfie?
I think...
Yeah.
I think...
You could have done a lot better about
David.
Yeah.
You got some competition. You got Kimmel. You got Conan. You got Fallon. What are you doing? This isn't funny. What is even the point of this? All right.
Love you, babe, but...
And you know how many retweets he got? 67. Now, if Kevin Spacey were making a face in the back, then... You know what we're going to do when we get Kevin here? We're going to do a selfie and have him make that face.
Oh, that would be great.
Then yeah, you've seen, of course, the people who've made the Kevin Spacey selfie.
Okay, that's a good one.
It's creepy. Ladies and gentlemen, This Week in Google has come grinding to a halt. Apparently it's gone dark as well. The show is would be nothing without its panelists, and we thank you, Kevin Marks, for joining us. Kevin is not gainfully employed, so if anybody'd like to give this guy a job and get him out of his garden.
The brilliant Kevin Marks.
The wonderful, the brilliant, the talented. Let me tell you something. This guy, he's English.
He's got a green card.
He's got a posh accent. He'll add some class to your joint.
You never did his thing.
That's very true.
What thing?
Gina does a tip, and he does a number, and Kevin does a thing.
He did his things. He did 18 weather apps. What are you talking about?
I talked about the weather. Well, the thing I was going to mention is that this weekend in San Francisco.
Oh, we want to plug
this.
The
city is emptied out to South by Southwest.
Yes.
We've got Indie Web Camp, which is the camp for people who are creating the indie web. And there's a few places left. So if you're interested in building an independent web, then and you're actually doing it, then come on to Indie Web Camp.
What does this mean? Is this like your indie how?
Basically, hosting your own site, connecting to other sites, with bridging out to the large silos like Google and Facebook, but not making them the center of your web experience.
Excellent, excellent. It's a bar camp style gathering.
Because I'm tired, but
yes.
Did any of you consider going to South by Southwest this year?
I thought about it and decided that it wasn't worth what it would cost, because it's so much more expensive now than it was a couple of years ago.
Is it? How much is it?
Well, it's not the conference itself. It's just that it's so overloaded that
just going
actually fly there and get somewhere to stay and so on I was looking at lots and lots of money. I was like, no.
Yeah. It's a great party. I don't know if there's much information there. We're going to do, I think we're going to do a special at some point with talk a little bit about what's going on. If something big is happening there, we'll cover it. But it seems mostly
it used to be a place for the independent people to go because it was cheap and it was a way to get together in the spring, and people from all over America would come out and chat about the latest web stuff.
It's fun.
And it's become such a corporate thing now. You could only really afford to go if you could expense the whole thing. And
I saw a piece.
That's part of the problem with
now I've seen the marketing people are saying that it's over, and I'm thinking, well, you're the guys who ruined it, and then you abandoned it.
Yeah, every app in the world wanted to duplicate Twitter and Foursquare's experience there, and it just became crazy. It's too bad. Anyway, it was fun. It's a fun party. I would go. I just can't justify.
Well, yeah.
Just can't justify it to go for a party.
Yeah, I couldn't justify the cost and the time.
Isn't that sad? This was, if anything, was
our thing.
Our thing, yeah. If anything, I should give. Actually, you have a lot of good things, Kevin Marks. Fixpatents.org.
Well, Fixpatents.org is a site that I put up a while ago, and it's a bit scruffy looking at the moment.
That's your site. Oh, I didn't know that.
But the Julie Powell from who was at EFF, who was the Mark Cuban chair of fixing stupid patents, has moved to Engine Advocacy. And
really?
They're going to be putting up a big campaign site around all the new patent bills.
Engine.is.
Yes. So, and they asked if they could use fixpatents.org, and I said, yes, please do. So that's going to change from being an ugly site that I made one day because I was grumpy. I'm going to be a place where they're actually campaigning to actually fix patents because there are 4 or 5 bills going through Congress.
God's work.
That's going to be cool.
So what, is somebody going to take her place at EFF or?
Well, she's still doing the patent stuff here. She's taking the patent campaign with her to Engine Advocacy, and EFF is going to continue campaigning on it too.
Good. It's really important.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's something that impacts a lot of tech.
It's a nice site.
But there's Engine are a smart group. I've been impressed with them. They've been thinking about these issues and working out how to translate between the tech world and DC for quite a while. So I'm very encouraged that Julie's gone there.
And you can follow him on Twitter at Engine Advocacy.
Yes.
And you can follow Kevin Marks at Kevin Marks.
Yes, or kevinmarks.com.
Or kevinmarks.com. Or a picture of my table. I just threw that in. That's my selfie.
It's pretty ugly, but
what do you think?
It's indie. Wow, that's scruffy.
Scruffy table. It's a little scratched up. Jeff Jarvis is a professor of journalism at CUNY, City University of New York. CUNY. He also is in Brussels. What are you doing in Brussels?
I was speaking for a group of EU bureaucrats.
And what time? Is it like midnight?
It is 12:45.
We're going to put you to bed right now.
I'm tired.
Thanks for staying up late.
Let me also add, after I made fun of Starwood before, at least the Sheraton Wi-Fi, I paid for the deluxe or the wired internet.
No, it worked really well. You know what? Thank you, and we'll reimburse you for that deluxe internet.
Oh, no. It's fine. It's fine. No.
And that Heavenly Bed's calling to you right now.
I can't wait.
Actually, you can actually buy the Heavenly Bed at some store, and I'm so tempted to. I love it. I actually.
What about that?
Yeah. You remember the Heavenly Bed? Who could forget?
Heavenly Bed, yeah.
You can get it at WestonHotelsAtHome.com. It's only, holy cow, it's expensive. Okay. It'd be cheaper to just go stay at the hotel, frankly.
Yeah. I don't know if I have the budget for that, but that's nice to think about.
It includes 10 layers of pure comfort. Gina Trapani has a cot in the basement. And she is
where her mother is holding her prisoner.
So comfortable there.
Someday I will be in my own home.
Oh, no.
Yes.
You got a Jets blanket down there. You got Hummel figurines. You got National Geographics going back to 1938. There's no reason.
I want you've got to do a panorama shot before you leave it.
Okay, one shot of the basement.
Before you right now? Oh no! Before we leave.
Before you leave.
Okay.
We need a
you've seen
tour.
the elephants.
Yeah.
You've seen
wedding
family
photos.
pictures.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
An actual Tiffany lamp. A Tiffany lamp, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Oh, I mean, there's kids.
Oh, this is cozy.
yeah, it's totally, yeah, you got the low ceiling and the crazy light here. I don't know. Yeah, it's nuts down here.
You could film a scene of The Sopranos down there. I'm telling you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh yeah, it's getting nuts down here.
We're going to the mattresses, everybody. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you,
Great
Kevin.
to be here.
Thanks to all of you. Gina, by the way, is on All About Android every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Don't forget, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You got to watch All About Android. It's actually the best show on the network.
Oh.
And it's thanks to you. Yeah, and Jason.
It's all Jason.
Yeah.
It's all Jason.
Great job.
And Mom,
Aaron Newcomb, Ron Richards. Great team there. Our show is every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. 2100 UTC on twit.tv. Please tune in and watch live. We love it if you do. If you can't, on-demand audio is available and video too at twit.tv/twig. And of course, you can subscribe. You can subscribe wherever fine netcast is aggregated. Mostly like the iTunes, the Stitcher, places like that. So go on and do that, and we will see you next time on This Week in Google. Bye-bye.